Hi everyone, I'm Ken from Crypto Trading KS. Let's run the numbers. Bitcoin down 1.99% at 56,273. Ethereum 34.96 down 1.15%. My goal is to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love, and also gain real wealth in the process. Rule 774: master yourself to master the market. Self-mastery brings with it the components of real wealth. Real wealth is much more than just money. It's important to make the most of yourself, for that is all there is of you, said Ralph Waldo Emerson. It's really important to live your best life. Living your best life is signified by inner and outer peace, fulfillment and meaning, purpose and fearlessness, empathy and love, health, generosity, as well as money. Your mind is truly powerful. Whatever you put in your mind is what you will see in reality. To attain real wealth, you must overcome setbacks, losses, and disappointment using the power of your mind to basically say, I'm moving on from these things. Every day is a new day. Opportunities reset daily. Let's get a bit of a context how the markets are moving today. The S&P 500 up 23% for the past 12 months, gold down 8%, Bitcoin up 393% for the past year. When looking at the combined market capitalization of Bitcoin and Ethereum, we can see those two combined market caps have exceeded the line of major structural repair. Now we're seeking to get above the line of positive momentum. We can see price, or the market caps of both Bitcoin and Ethereum, are struggling to get above. And when they do, things will start to really fly. But we've seen a bit of resistance here. We saw price market caps get above this line of positive momentum and then be rejected back to that major structural repair line. Now, why might this be happening? There's a couple of factors that we need to bear in mind, not so much to panic, but just be mindful of it. The Evergrande debt default situation is about 11 days away from a decision. In about 11 days, Evergrande will have either paid its debt or not, and the first default could potentially occur. Also, we have the US potential government shutdown, which is about 45 days away from a resolution on December the 3rd. We need to keep these things in mind, not to be panicked about them, but certainly to understand them. It's important to understand how incredibly volatile the crypto market is. Rule 170, crypto is volatile. We talk about this at the end of every episode. Even when the bull run is in full swing, we can expect increases 80%, 30%, 40%, 60%, 20%, but we can also expect decreases 20%, 40%, 50%. These are the realities of operating inside the crypto market. You can see here, and this is something I always like to bring your attention to, you can see price rallied in the previous bull run. Up and up and up, and then when it came down, it basically retraced to this particular point. Many people would have thought that they would have missed out. Literally in crypto, you never miss out. You just buy in layers. Rule 94, let price come to you. All financial markets are about patience. It's really easy to be impatient, to see your order instantly filled or instantly sold. That is not letting price come to you. All of these rules were developed over many, many decades of financial market experience. One of the things to always bear in mind, if you don't let price come to you, the markets will humble you at some stage. Markets humble is rule 666, and it happens to everyone. Turning to Bitcoin's technical analysis, we can see that this upward line of resistance has not yet been taken out. In fact, this line of resistance has been constraining Bitcoin's price momentum, but we've seen very good support along this particular line. at around the 54,676 mark. In fact, we can see this upward line of support actually came into effect, pushing Bitcoin's price up. Now we have a lower level of resistance coming into here, in this case with price. As soon as we reach past $56,909, we've done the first repair. The second repair will be above 58,038. Now we've always got to have a strategy for the upside and the downside. If this particular support line breaks at around 55,000, the next major support level will be 52,658. It could happen that price comes back and then comes back to retest the $55,000 mark. Bitcoin has been on a bit of a rampage, and we would expect some degree of consolidation to occur. We also have really good support around the psychological $50,000 mark. The other thing to note with Bitcoin is that the relative strength is basically coming out. It's on a downward slant at the moment. Just keep these things in mind. Traders, by nature, always have a strategy for upside and downside movements. If you're investing, just probably the best thing that you can do is hold and dollar cost average on the reddest of reddest days. Turning to Ethereum's technical analysis, we can see current price at $34.89. We've noticed this upward support line giving quite a bit of support to current price. We've seen a few tails down here, seeking to potentially test that 33.19 mark. We can see that Ethereum is under stress. It's coming down. What we see is that resistance line playing into effect. When we get above the 35.90 and above the 36.49 mark, we will have cleared that resistance. There's some potential things that could be holding Ethereum back due to the China legislation that came through recently. The second largest Ethereum mining operation, Sparkpool, was to close on the 30th of September, which it did. On the 15th of October, B-Pool, the fourth largest Ethereum mining pool, is to close. I think these factors are weighing on Ethereum. Certainly from an institutional perspective, if you see actions like this institutionally, you're inclined to risk off. Risk off from an institutional perspective is that you just let things settle. You let the price momentum settle, and then you get back in when things have consolidated, when the winds have passed. Personally, I feel Ethereum is a magnificent project and it's got a ton of real-world application. A lot of institutions are interested in Ethereum. This, to me, from a trading perspective, is just a fantastic entry point. And of course, always thinking about letting price come to you. Turning to Bitcoin options expiring at the end of the month. Put call ratio 0.47. Total open interest 37,975. The max pain price, where the majority of the options expire worthless, is 45,000. In the stock market, there's a thing called max pain theory, which basically says the price gravitates towards the max pain price. In previous episodes, we've done analysis on this. Crypto doesn't subscribe to the max pain price theory. You can look through past episodes to see that come out. Turning to Ethereum options expiring at the end of the month. The put call ratio 0.53. Total open interest 209,904. The max pain price is 3,200. Looking at the Bitcoin stablecoin supply ratio SSR oscillator, we can see stablecoins flowing into the market and those flows flowing into Bitcoin, supporting the upward price. That's a good sign. There is a correlation between futures open interest in Bitcoin across all exchanges and the price. We can see the futures open interest increasing, the price also increasing. Total futures open interest is 19.6 billion. Getting the current figure, it's 20 billion. we would expect increasing prices in the crypto market. Total liquidations across the past 24 hours around 229 million across 75,478 traders. Over the past 12 hours, about 78% of liquidations were long. We can see we're not getting a lot of volume in here at the moment. We typically require a big liquidation, either short or long, to confirm a particular price trend. We're not seeing that at the moment, but it could come shortly. We're literally just waiting for the shorts to get back into the market. They've been a little bit quiet of late. Looking at stable coins, we see USDT remaining fairly flat on circulating supply. However, USDC from Circle has been increasing significantly over the past couple of months, couple of weeks, and this is in line with what we predicted earlier on this channel inside our community. USDT could have some potential problems. USDC has less of those problems because it's registered in the US and is also quite transparent with what it's doing. BUSD saw an influx, a decrease, and now it's starting to tick up a little bit. DAI is quite small as a stable coin. Looking at the USD futures markets, we can see that USDT total open interest around 73 million. It's neither here nor there. There is no risk of depegging with these really low values. A big part of what we do here each day is to look at Rule 109, enhance pattern recognition. Pattern recognition is perhaps the single most valuable skill you can have as an investor or a trader. Pattern recognition can help you understand when something is turning around. For example, this is Axie Infinity out in front, up 76.96% over the past 14 days. When you look at Axie's price, please let me know in the comments what you think. Is Axie Infinity going up or going down? Let me know in the comments. What about if we drew, for example, a trend line from here, this first peak, to that second peak? We can see price has been consolidating sideways, so we can't use that peak. So we go to the second peak. Again, price is consolidating above that line. What about here to this third peak? We can see price is just under. Now, it's a really interesting scenario. Your pattern recognition is all about reading a chart. You see where I have the horizontal line here. What is that level? That's a level of support. What do we notice about Axie Infinity's price right now? Let me know in the comments what you think Axie will do next. A few people have asked me, Ken, where are these knowledge gems that you talk about? Because I always say I've hidden knowledge gems throughout the video. What we can see is a clear knowledge gem on Binance Coin. Have a look here. So put your eye on this particular price action here. Now go across to Bitcoin. See this particular point. Now at that particular point, keep your eye on Binance Coin and see what happens. Binance Coin is going up. Now what did Bitcoin do? This is a chart of Bitcoin. On the left, Bitcoin started to go up and up. And then we noticed a weakening of Binance Coin around here. This is what I talk about when I say I drop gems all the time. I do it because it's kind of like an Easter egg hunt, but it's very valuable to pick up these gems. What do we notice? Binance Coin starting to explode right here. Go across and look at what happened with Bitcoin. It was on the way down, but then it had a big shock up. I believe that Binance Coin is giving us a window, a forward premonition of what the market could do. This is a lot of buying activity around here. Now, how does that compare with the other coins? So for example, we leave our up and down arrow here and look at the different coins. What do we see? What's the strongest amongst all of these? Please let me know in the comments. Is it, for example, is it ADA? Is DOT going up in line with Binance Coin? What about if we look, for example, at XRP? Is XRP doing this same kind of percentage movement? Let's have a look at Solana. What's Solana doing? Is it showing a big price increase? What about DOGE? What's DOGE doing? Just before the BNB pump and right now it's pumping. What's it doing? Please let me know in the comments what you think is the most powerful out of this group. We have a look at DOT. BNB went up. Okay, very interesting, isn't it? That's why I said even before Bitcoin took off, I was saying I'm getting back into the market to show you these things, but I'll start calling it out more clearly. Sometimes I can be a little bit subtle. And of course I'm subtle because I don't know your situation. I don't know your investing philosophy. I don't know what you're doing with the money. I don't know if it's scared money, which is money that you need to pay bills with. I think if you're using scared money in the markets, that is literally money that you cannot afford to lose. I think that's a big mistake. The real key in any trading or investing is to get all the fundamentals right, and then you can just create money at will by actually waiting for things to set up properly. It's a game of patience, and very, very few people have any patience at all. Okay, let's go a little bit further. We can see ADA has had quite a substantial reduction in price, but is finding a level of support where this low is here. It's tending to consolidate around there. If Binance Coin gives us a window into the probabilities of the market repairing, just like what it did last time. And it kind of makes sense. It's an exchange-based token. So under that situation, if people are leaving Binance in droves, BNB will come down because its use case disappears. But if they're coming in, that shows the reverse. It shows it's within interest. Now we can see ADA coming down, consolidating around this level of support. XRP is incredibly strong, much better graph than ADA on a purely technical basis. XRP is above support and consolidated quite well. If we assume, and we can only assume, it's just a probabilistic thing. Certainty is non-existent in financial markets. We can only use probability. If we go with the probability that Binance Coin is signaling that money is flowing into the alts, flowing into the market, we could expect a turnaround with XRP. We can see Sol has already come up. It's quite strong. It does have a bit of overhead resistance to get through in this particular area. 164.97 will be its next target. DOGE, we can see DOGE has been consolidating quite well around its current price level, around the 22.38 mark. It has a little bit of overhead resistance. That is why I say XRP is probably a cleaner chart, but probably the cleanest is actually Binance Coin right now. Let's have a look at DOT. DOT doesn't have much overhead resistance, and it's really charging through. It's got very good support, technical support underneath it. It's performing very well. Probabilistic fearlessness is literally all about the fact that when we see a technical direction, we give it the weight and we say, okay, this is looking pretty good. For example, Binance Coin is starting to come up. Now, what happens when money flows into the market? Eventually, Bitcoin's gravity will kick in and all these alts will shoot up to meet Bitcoin's price action. At the moment, there's a little bit of a flight to safety, but however, no alt can withstand Bitcoin's gravity. We're looking at Luna. Luna is starting to come around, starting to consolidate at that 37.50 level. We can also see a degree of consolidation with Uni around the 23.40 level. A lot of these alts have been really seriously hit, and that is all part and parcel of what crypto does. Everything phases in and phases out. When Bitcoin's gravity becomes weak, over time it will become very, very strong. These can be the single best opportunities to get into alts at this time. Looking at Chainlink, currently trading at 24.64, it's got a lot of overhead resistance in that 25.98 to 27.26 mark. AVAX, currently trading at 54.36. We would expect, as the gravity tends to kick in, and if Binance Coin is giving us a market direction, the next levels of price pressure will be this 56.25 mark, 61.05 and 63.78. Litecoin is currently trading at 172.90. We can see all of this price action to the left is actually supporting or giving Litecoin's price support. We need to clear that 174.90 mark for it to go higher. We can also see Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash has been acting quite strongly. It hasn't come down to test the 552 mark. It's consolidating between 571 and 587, its current price. Pattern recognition is also really important, as it helps us to draw conclusions between the charts that we see and the beloved alts that you hold. Looking at THETA, THETA token is just currently under resistance. It needs to repair itself to get above that 596.7 mark. Looking at Icon, Icon has been doing really well. It's held up very, very strongly. It's currently at the 2033 level, and it's not even got down to this level of support yet. It's done very, very well. You really want to go with strength. You can go with weakness, and that can be okay so long as you have your strategies in play. But going with strength is always the best idea. Let's look at Zilliqa. ZIL is doing quite well. It's avoided consolidating around this lower level. I think it looks quite good. It's still under resistance, but if BNB is any sign of what is to come, we may find the market starting to turn around for the altcoins. And the altcoins are literally how you get the breakout returns. EGLD is currently consolidating around. You can see so many of these graphs, so many of these charts are very similar. A lot of these charts have a lot of consolidation around previous support. Having a look at Atom, Cosmos is starting to break through its resistance. You can see if you were to draw a line through here, it's starting to get above that. That's a really healthy sign. Phantom, FTM. We can see FTM has been consolidating. It's a very, very powerful move up, and it's a consolidation around the top end of the range. It's very strong. Looking at Harmony One has a very nice technical pattern. We can see very clear lines of support. For example, if I was to draw a line, this is a tight line. If I was to draw it up just through this, I'm not caring about tips or anything, I just want to get close to the main body of the action. You can see that that literally hit that support and bounced. That is a strong bounce. It's showing Harmony, or One has very solid momentum behind it. Momentum trading can be a very good way to go. Looking at NANO, as we see, is just consolidating around this lower support. It has a lot of overhead resistance here right at the moment. Please let me know in the comments what of these particular charts you find the most impressive from a technical perspective. Which ones in your eyes have the greatest power? I'd love to hear what you think. Looking into the main markets, we can see the VIX, the level of fear inside the market, is actually increasing at the moment. So the question is, what is driving the fear up in the market? It's simply that the major indexes are under resistance. There is some degree of technical repair. I'll show you what I mean. If we look at the Russell 2000, we can see this is this one in white. We can see that price is basing. It's not plummeting right down. It's actually going horizontal. And we can see that there's a potential break in this trend to the upside. When we look at the Dow Jones Industrial Index, the blue one, we can see a similar kind of thing happening. The S&P 500 is a little bit weaker, admittedly, and the NASDAQ is still under resistance, as we just saw. What is basically happening? This potential once resistance turned to support line is a support for the current price. This is the futures market. We can see this upward slanting support price dip below it. We have another support line here. It's really important to understand all markets move as one. In terms of directional bias, if we get a massive stock market sell-off, everything will be impacted. And I mean everything. Gold, silver, Bitcoin, everything, all of it. Now, what are we seeing here? There's an increase in fear, definitely, but we've got a lot of support around this particular level in the NASDAQ. And we can also see that some of the other indexes are starting to repair. It's good that Bitcoin is on its way up. That could give us an early indication that things are repairing in the main market. What we can also see, the US dollar, the DXY, US dollar currency index, is on its way up. And we can see that the bond prices are falling and the yields are rising. These are inversely correlated to each other because that's just how it's calculated. The gold futures, when we look at gold, gold has hammered out a couple of bottoms. It looks like it's seeking to get higher. It just has to get through this current price malaise around the 1750 mark to the 1760, but it's starting to get there. And we can see light crude oil. Oil has been on a rampage. There's so much shortages, or so many shortages all around the world. Turning to CoinMarketCap, there's 12,654 cryptos in the crypto market. Top ones: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance Coin, ADA, Cardano, THETA, XRP, Solana, Polkadot, USDC, and DOGE. Over the past 24 hours, the greatest gainers are Rev, Waves, OMG, Stacks, BNB, Sol, Axie Infinity, Atom, Clayton, and DOT. Looking at the past 7 days, the greatest percent gainers: SHIB, Stacks, Phantom, One, MDX, Bitcoin Gold, DOT, Clay, Perp, and BSV. Looking the other way to the greatest losses over the past 24 hours, Phantom, IOTA, Arweave, Filecoin, Elrond, AMP, Icon, SHIB, DYDX, and ICP. Looking at the greatest losses over the past 7 days, ICP, Rune, Ren, XDC, AVAX, Luna, HBAR, AMP, THETA, and Flow. Turning to Binance Derivatives, what we do here is we want to see the price pressure, both negative and positive. When we look at the past 24 hours trading volume, 77.3 billion and 11.2 billion in 24-hour open interest. What we were interested in doing is comparing. So this is the change in the price of the derivatives contract in the past 24 hours. Negative 1.5%. People are losing interest in funding money into Bitcoin. And we can see Ethereum is actually stronger than Bitcoin at the moment. When we look down, what we're really interested in is tracking the greatest price pressure. So we see anything above 10% positive or anything below negative 10%. We can only see Waves and Reef above 10%, and below negative 10%, there's not anything. There's a lot of fear and suffering in financial markets. It's really important to understand suffering either enslaves you or you release it to be free. I'd like to thank the very kind and generous community members who reached out and bought me a coffee on buymeacoffee.com/cryptotradingks. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you to Vicente, Mark, and Richard. One of the greatest challenges in financial markets and mastering markets is a feeling of worth. You are worthy and unique. You deserve kindness, love, meaning, and every success in life. If you have this little quote with you at all times when you're feeling perhaps a little bit down, please just read it to yourself. It's absolutely true. I hope you found the content useful. Please consider sharing and liking this video if you think it will help others. Thank you to our moderators for keeping our community safe from scammers. Please say hi and let me know where you're viewing from, and if you have any questions. If you would like daily updates on price movements in the crypto market, please subscribe to YouTube. I've left helpful links in the description of this video. Please remember, crypto is volatile. Always prepare yourself for the best and worst case scenarios. Reality will likely be between them. Stay safe out there. Take care, and see you next time. Bye for now.